In the fiery furnace, Kotriutik closed his eyes and mumbled, "The path of life and death, samsara, even a shattered body can still walk through the smoke and fire of war." The fierce flames blazed and the distant Milky Way was faint and indistinct. A soul residing in the stars drifted on its own. Withdrawing all his formidable aura, he returned to his tender bones. His form and soul unchanged, yet he chased after the clouds. Outside the cauldron, a countdown appeared. Cultivation Cauldron 365. Time flew by in a flash. The cauldron was tightly entwined with vines and displayed the number Cultivation Cauldron 0 days. Suddenly, a ding sound in the message "It's time to eat" rang out, accompanied by a terrifying explosion and dense smoke. The cauldron lid flew high into the sky, followed by 3 figures soaring out. The 3 of them fell straight from the sky to the ground with a thud. One of the grandchildren landed headfirst. The giant cauldron began to emit sparkling light spots and then gradually vanished into nothingness. The dark-eyed Ting then stood watching the cauldron disappear and exclaimed, "The cauldron has indeed vanished." It seems that the 7 Mysteries Sacred Venerable is indeed a powerful expert with profound cultivation. Vodich curiously asked the dark-eyed Tin, "Then, Brother Tin, then what cultivation method have you comprehended?" The dark-eyed Tin then replied, "In the netherworld only one cultivation method held the greatest allure for me." Then both of them simultaneously exclaimed, "Myriad ages returning to origin heart scripture." Vodich said in surprise, "It seems we chose the same cultivation method. This cultivation method is truly vast and profound, however, because it is too recondite, I could only comprehend a portion of it." Teen, then sweating profusely, continued to explain, "Big brother, the part I comprehended is the 2nd chapter, the everlasting soul. The spirit soul will never be extinguished. Even if the physical body is destroyed, it will not die or dissipate. It can use spiritual power to continue to nourish the spirit soul. However, as written in the heart scripture, each time the spirit soul possesses a body and is reborn, it will forget some previous memories." Vodich clenched his fists full of determination and said, "The part I comprehended is the final chapter, the chapter of returning to origin." He explained the domineering mechanism. The soul does not shatter, the body does not change, and it does not leave its original form. The physical body and spirit soul always remain unified as one. However, one can actively dissipate their cultivation to return to their youth. Each time I am reborn, it will raise my cultivation speed and limits. Then both of them turned and asked, "Third brother, what about you?" Unexpectedly, when they turned around, they saw Kotriutik flattened on the ground, his soul fluttering out, causing Vodich to exclaim, "Oh my goodness," spitting saliva and shouting loudly, "How could he be dead?" After a period, Vodich lifted Kotriutik's lifeless body and sighed. It seems that when he fell from the cauldron just now, his neck hit the ground first. "Third brother, how could you die in such a baffling way?" A stream of emerald spiritual energy suddenly erupted and enveloped Kotriutik's body like a soul-summoning ritual. Vodich exclaimed in surprise at the strange phenomenon. "What's going on? The spiritual energy of heaven and earth is acting strangely." The surging spiritual energy gathered, creating a magnificent and mystical sight around them. Kotriutik's bones suddenly made terrifying cracking sounds. His eyes rolled back, showing only whites, looking extremely eerie. Suddenly, his eyes snapped open, emitting a blinding, malevolent red light. Kotriutik sat up abruptly like a zombie and shouted, "Who are you?" startling the other 2 into a defensive stance. He threw an extremely powerful punch that tore through the air, making Vodich think in shock, why has Triutik suddenly become so much stronger? Vodich asked anxiously, "Third brother, do you not recognize us anymore?" while Kotriutik was shaking his head violently to clear his mind. Kotriutik muttered with bloodshot eyes, "Eternal return source heart scripture reincarnation return to ruins chapter. The body dies but the soul does not return to reincarnation. Death is merely a new starting point, with the reincarnation of life and death as the foundation. Each time I die it will only make me even stronger, forging my path of immortality and eternity." Then our boy Triutik threw his head back and laughed triumphantly, "Ha ha ha, don't ask who your daddy is." But his laughter was suddenly and ruthlessly cut short by a cold clack sound. Tin then pinned Kotriutik's head to the ground and mocked, "What are you so excited about? You only got a little bit stronger. It's not like you're stronger than us. Did you practice incorrectly and get amnesia?" Pinned flat to the ground with sweat pouring down, Kotriutik muttered, "I seem to remember now, big brother, but who is that guy who likes to act crazy?" Teen then angrily cracked his knuckles and said, "It seems your memory hasn't fully recovered yet," making Kotriutik cry out in pain, "Ah, second brother, I was wrong, it's about to break, boo-hoo." Vodich stood by watching and silently assessed. After coming back to life, Triutik's physical body seems to have been broken down and rebuilt, increasing its strength by at least 1 level. He pondered further, the spiritual energy in his body has also increased. The chapters the 3 of us comprehended seem to be completely different, or even opposite to each other. Vodich looked up at the gloomy sky and silently called out, "Master, no sect master." Watching Tin then roughing up Kotriutik, he thought to himself, "Is this the path you painstakingly chose, the one most suitable for the 3 of us?" Suddenly, Kotriutik brought his face right up to Vodich and shouted, "Big brother," startling him and making his eyes widen. Kotriutik said, "I have a request, though I don't know if I should say it." Vodich bluntly replied, "Then don't say it," but he still continued, "Alright, then I'll say it. I'll probably bring this request up quite often in the future too." Kotriutik solemnly made his bizarre request, "I want to keep getting stronger, so big brother, please beat me to death." This made the present Thuong Tiu standing next to him break into a cold sweat and speechlessness. Kotriutik seriously explained to Brother Tiu, "Being a martial master is completely insufficient. Neither you nor I know where this continent is, so I must become stronger to protect us." He enthusiastically proposed his suicide plan. "My spiritual energy has been somewhat depleted from absorption recently. Let's go a bit further, then you take a stone and bash me right in the forehead again." Kotriutik confidently said, "Big brother, believe me, When it comes to how to get killed, I have experience rich beyond your imagination. Brother Tu, speechless, replied, for normal people isn't their experience in this matter only limited to once. Brother Tu looked at those two and said, death this, death that, how unlucky. I have a much better way. We can sneak into their town without shedding a single drop of blood. The towering stone gates of Zenwei City came into view. The city guard chuckled as he checked the documents and said to the two disguised men, my lords, there are no issues with the passes. Please enter the city. Kotriutich followed behind Brother Tu and asked curiously, big brother, although we have successfully snuck in, what should we do next? Brother Tu confidently replied, we need to find out the situation of this Zenwei Empire as quickly as possible without raising any suspicion. It seems I must activate a conceptual god-level character of the Eternal Sect. Kotriutich asked, big brother, do you have another accomplice? How come I don't see him? Brother Tu replied with a sly grin, he doesn't need to come in person. As long as this is still the Starfall continent and I can imagine his strength, we just need to first find the woman acknowledged as the most beautiful in the Zhenwei Empire, and then. Brother Xiao held out the mysterious letter with a wicked smile. The letter read, an old friend invites you to meet. Would you like to meet once, Wei Lang? Oh, my brother Xiao is really going big.